Hello and welcome back to Deus Machina Demonbane. Titus stands, motionless inside the cockpit of his similarly petrified Deus Machina. His body is warped with 4 arms where there should be only 2, and after abandoning the righteous path to walk the long road of the damned, this monstrous body is that which he finally attained. But what did this demonic power truly give him? At last, Titus asks himself this question. In his hunger for battle, his quest for stronger opponents, he sacrificed his humanity. He thought that his thirst would never be quenched unless he sought battle as something more than human. And yet when he reached his goal, what did he find? There was nothing. Nothing but the endless, insatiable thirst. The terrible thirst turned his soul to a desert, and boredom ate at the remains. Temporary relief came only at the fists of that boxer, ironically one of the very humans whom Titus always disdained. That battle was enjoyable. It shook his soul for the first time in ages. He thought he had reached that which he had always sought, but it all slipped from him, like sand falling through his fingers. Why? Where did he go wrong? Titus raises his arms and stares at his 4 hands. Of course. How simple. Winfield. His strength was the strength of a human. His battle was the battle of a human. As one who walks the path of the warrior while never abandoning humanity, he was blessed by the god of battle. One who sacrificed his humanity to take the easy path can never be granted such favour. How very foolish. He is so very, very tired. Now at last, he can rest. No more will his thirst torture him, and in the infinite heat of these merciless flames, everything will finally end. No trace of him will be left in this world, as though he never existed. That's actually kind of sad. From now on, we're in the middle of the enemy fortress, so don't be careless. I know. Shantak carries Demonbane through the air. Flying low to the ground, we proceed along the long passages. I love the fact these corridors were built large enough that you can get a giant frickin' robot through them. Since the god was summoned from this fortress, there must be a centre of magic power. Searching for that core, we head deeper and deeper into the illusory heart mother. As we proceed, I notice that the pervasive aura of evil is getting thicker. It feels like each breath I take lets more of the foulness enter me and corrupt my innards. It's a sign we're nearing the centre. Don't let the evil overwhelm you. She doesn't need to tell me that. I'm already on edge as it can get. Every cell in my body is on fire, fighting to resist the animosity pressing down on me from all sides. Sure, there's fear, but I'm also filled with fighting spirit. And even while surrounded by crushing evil, I can feel myself overflowing with the energy of life. I couldn't be in better condition for battle. We enter a shaft that extends far below us. We use Shantak to descend slowly through the tunnel. The inside of this temple is pretty strange. It's like man-made structures have merged with the god's flesh in crazy ways, and this area seems to have a particularly high flesh ratio. Kuru? Just then, the wall next to us suddenly bulges outwards, expanding to an enormous thing made of metal and pulsing flesh. It comes a massive hand that curls into a tight fist and swings at Demonbane. What the... Ah! Ah! The fist drives us to the opposite wall, which shatters and sprays blood into the air. There's more. Something's happening above and below Demonbane. Just like before, fleshy walls are bulging outwards, consuming the metal as they grow. This time the masses form into giants. Half man, half machine, the giants stand horizontally against the walls and glare at Demonbane. The fist that attacked us also turns into a giant. Now there are 3 of them surrounding us, and I recognize them. Corrosionist's giants! We fought these guys back when we took on the Anticross. Sting, Curse, Galva, Otho, Vitellius. I hear Vespanius' voice reverberating through the shaft, but I can't tell where it's coming from. The 3 giants form a magical field between them. With Demonbane trapped in the centre just like before, the giants focus their cries of hatred and death against us. Shit! Ah, these guys! They only know one trick! Demonbane shatters into many glistening fragments. The Mirror of Nitocris? You were naive to think that you caught us by surprise. Looks like we win this game of hide and seek. I dispel the effect and Demonbane reappears right underneath the fist giant. We're hanging from the threads of Atlat Nakchar, and we've wrapped around the giant's neck like piano wire. And I jerk against the threads. The giant's head pops off, unable to withstand the stress. Damn you! You don't have to do any more screaming today. Demonbane falls, no longer supported by anything. And while falling, I fire 3 shots with a Thaqua. 2 of them pierce the remaining giants' heads. And the last bullet flies in a totally different direction, aiming for something that doesn't seem to exist. What the? Even though there should be nothing, something explodes. Buffeted by the shockwave, we use Shantak to slow our descent, and soon the inferno dies down and silence returns to the shaft. Did we get him? If I'm right, the last bullet should have found and destroyed the cloaked Karosh. Most likely. At the very least, he isn't here anymore. And there's no point worrying about it. If he's still alive, we'll deal with him later. Right now, we have to keep going. How long has it been? After descending for several kilometers, we finally reached the lowest level. Below us is a crimson ocean, spreading as far as the eye can see, and Demonbane's feet touch the water, sending ripples out across its surface. It's a sea of blood. No, it is blood. Step outside. I pop the hatch and poke my head out into the air. I'm immediately forced to cover my mouth and nose. The air is thick with the nauseating smell of fresh blood. Oh, it's fucking disgusting. The evil presence is far stronger here. The core should be just up ahead. I look out across the endless ocean of blood, and through the red mist I can make out a gigantic white gate in the distance. It's definitely beyond that gate. I can feel horrible evil emanating from it. I close the hatch and start moving. Each step is a struggle. Demonbane groans under some terrible pressure. Just the way I like it. We defeated 5 Deus Machina. All that remains is the golden one. The one piloted by that guy named Augustus. He's probably waiting for us up ahead. Alright. Let's finish this. Black Lodge. Cthulhu. I'll put an end to your injustice once and for all. We fly towards the gate, skimming the surface of the blood sea. The sheer density of the evil in the air is enough to warp space. I can't tell if we're going straight or in curves, if we're ascending or descending. I sharpen my senses to resist the illusion. My entire body is soaked with cold sweat. Finally, we reach the gate beyond the crimson fog. It's obscenely huge, many times the size of Demonbane. This is it. The demonic aura is strongest beyond this gate. Alright. I place Demonbane's right hand against the gate. Lumeria Impact. Sublimate. I expand the sphere of infinite heat to maximum size, and it annihilates everything it touches, carving a neat hole out of the absurdly huge gate. A moment passes, and then a raging torrent of blood pours from the hole. I cross Demonbane's arms and fight against the mighty flood. The flow of blood passes quickly, and then we step through the gate, and a vast sea of blood spreads before our eyes. A titanic heart is beating at the centre of the chamber, churning the crimson waves with its thunderous rhythm. And beneath it floats a shining golden machine. But even the Anticross's huge Deus Machina appears tiny before the enormity of the heart. So, you've come, Demonbane! Augustus is standing atop the Deus Machina with his arms folded. His gaze is locked on the heart, and he doesn't even turn to face us. Yeah, we're here to pay you back for blowing us up. With plenty of interest, of course, so help yourself. I ready Demonbane for battle. Augustus doesn't move. He just laughs mockingly at us. You believe that you can win? What makes you think we can't? Augustus suddenly falls silent, and then turns around and affixes us with a terrible glare. Silence reigns as we stare at each other for a while. Then he suddenly breaks out into gales of insane laughter. What's so damn funny? Oh, forgive me. I was merely overwhelmed by the absurdity. You truly believe you can defeat me with an imitation Deus Machina? We're not the same as we were before. How many Deus Machina, how many lesser gods do you think we've defeated? Augustus is unfazed by Al's contemptuous tone. Nor am I the same as I was before. What? Standing atop his Deus Machina, he spreads his arms like a ruler delivering a speech. His voice, filled with mad enthusiasm, grates on my ears. I am no longer Augustus of the Anticross. The power of the great Old One is now in my hands. I shall be the only one to dominate Cthulhu. I am very grateful to you for dealing with the other Anticross. They would have impeded my ambition. Now nothing can stand in my way. This asshole. You've lost yourself in the power of the demon god? Oh, you fool. Say what you will, obsolete grimoire. No matter how hard you struggle, you will never be able to stop Cthulhu. Indeed, with even a god as my slave, I am now Augustus, Emperor of the world! Well, you're fucking nuts. Yeah, whatever. I summon Cthulhu and Athakra and stab their muzzles at his Deus Machina. The symbols carved into the guns glow with magic power, and I can feel the energies building inside of them. It'll be a short reign, Augustus. You can't beat us. Try to defeat me if you will, and I shall swat you like a fly. You fools! I am the Emperor Augustus, and the likes of you can never, never hope to threaten me. No despair, no death, no destruction. You will learn the magnitude of your foolishness. I've got no reason to listen to any more of this bullshit. I unload on him. The sound of the gunfire thunders through the chamber. Ah! Empty cartridges splash into the sea of blood. The muzzle flashes burn my eyes, and a rain of bullets falls on Augustus' Deus Machina. However, you expect to defeat this legacy of gold like that? What the... what? Even after taking the full brunt of Cthulhu and Athakra's combined power, the golden Deus Machina is still glowing pristinely. No way! How can it be undamaged? Your naivete never fails to amaze me. This legacy of gold is no mere Deus Machina. This aura! Legacy of gold. Now I know where that heart-crushing pressure was coming from. Hal, this son of a bitch. There's no mistaking it. This fiend is... Plinagi, Hayafa, Muthnada, Cthulhu, Grele, Muthnada, Fatang! This is the aura of the other that lurks in the uttermost darkness at the bottom of the sea. It is like I'm surrounded by billions of tons of crushing water. Yet even that overwhelming aura is drowned out by the sheer presence. Its power. It's absorbing Cthulhu's divine energy. Do you mean to abandon your humanity, sorcerer? Humanity? Humans? Worthless, absurd creatures! All humans are but slaves to the gods, just like you. The barrels of countless cannons emerge from the legacy of gold, and all of them are glowing with sinister light. Not good! We need a barrier! The light bursts forth, and just in time Demonbane is surrounded by a shield of shining symbols. However, it won't hold! The barrier field instantly turns red hot as it tries to protect Demonbane from the swarm of beams. I can feel its power weakening rapidly, like I'm being stripped naked. Damn, its power's fucking crazy! The barrier reaches its limit and shatters with a sharp noise. The spears of light fall upon Demonbane with terrible fury, bathing us in explosions. Ah! Ah! We go flying through the air before crashing into the blood with a tremendous splash. The shock of slamming into the bottom of the lake makes me black out for an instant. Shit! Demonbane stands up, knee-deep in blood. A legacy of gold floats silently before us. Well, I think that's a good point to end this part. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next.